So in our last class, if we see that has been started now, and let's start. So in our last, so session, then okay. So session has been started now, and let's start. So in our last class, if we see that we were discussing about the different kinds of FM, right? The normal function module, the update function module, the RFC function module, right? So we understood how these different types of FM behaves and how we can use these FMs. Moving ahead, uh, we will see some different topic in today's class. Okay, so function module we have completed. Code redundancy handling is nothing but reusability. So with the help of includes, subroutines and function module, we handle the redundancy, right? So multiple time, writing the code multiple time, instead we use the subroutine or function module, and we call that subroutine or we call that function module in our program in order to improve the reusability and reduce the multiple time writing the same code. Okay, so that's the code redundancy. Okay, so we'll start our report now. So whatever we have learned the concept, if we are good in those concepts, it's very easy to develop any kind of report. Okay, it's very easy to develop any kind of report. So first we will define one requirement, and then we will go ahead and we will see that how we can develop a report. Let's go to the system and let's define one requirement. For example, suppose if we have to display here, we have the report requirement, okay, or use case. So the requirement is what we are having the requirement, okay. The requirement what I have, that I have to fetch the data from Mara table, okay. Fetch the data from the Mara table. This is my first requirement. Based upon the material type, okay. Based upon the material type, then we can also have the material creation date, okay. Then so this material creation date, this can we pass in form of range also, like for example 5 June to 10 June, like that. We want to fetch list of all the material which has been created during 5 June to 10 June, okay. So the requirement condition what I have as of now, that this is my Mara table, and in this Mara table I'm going to pass the two value, okay. The where condition will be my where condition will be two where condition, right? So one is the material type. So the technical name of the material type is nothing but mtart, okay. Mtart, I'm going to pass it over here for the material type, and then the creation date. So technical name for the creation date is CRDAT, I believe. I'm not sure. We will check this one. What is the creation date? Okay. So based upon this, what we are going to do, that we are going to get some value. So what values we want to get? We want to get some multiple value. All list of material I want to get, okay. All list of material I want to get. whatever material type I'm passing, those material type also I require. Okay, then industry sector, and then material group. 4 fields I'm looking to get into the output field. Okay, so I'm trying to get the Matner material number, MTART, MBRSH, and then MATKL. So this is my 4th field. So all these 4th fields we have to display on the output screen. Okay, so this is a simple requirement here we are having as of now. Okay, so after once, and the fetch the data from Mara table based upon the material type and material creation date, and display on the output. Many times we have seen in the past, just we are revising it, and based upon this, on top of this, we will create one a complex report, and in turn we will also see how we can develop a interactive report. So this is the base on which we are going to create. Okay, on which we are going to create the report. So this is my first requirement. On top of it, we will define the validation, right? So suppose someone is putting some invalid material type. Okay, so the system should give the error that this is the invalid material type, right? We'll also give some radio button on the selection screen. So either someone, if someone is willing to get the data from the table based upon the material type, or based upon the creation date, or there can be multiple criteria, right? We will see one by one, step by step, we'll see there. Let's go and create one uh, basic report. Come over here and now log into the system, and let's create the program. So this was, I think, 20. Let me check if is already created. It's already there. Let me check which one is the last report. So 22 is the last one. So 23 we can create now. Okay, let's create the 23rd report. So here the basic reports, some people tell it classical also. Okay, basic report or classical report, we are just going to create over here. In this, we'll also see the different types of event. Let's define the first requirement over here. Let's achieve the first requirement. So whatever we have done over here, in the first step, we are going to do this one. Okay, so where condition, on the selection screen, I have to pass what material creation date and material type date. This should be on the selection screen, so that I can pass this value into this Mara table while selecting the query on the Mara, and I can get the value. So whenever you have to pass the value from the selection screen, you require a parameters. Okay, so that is known as the parameters. This is the keyword. This will help you to get the value from the selection screen. So p_1 is material type. This can be maximum of 8 characters. Okay, this cannot be, parameter name cannot be more than 8 characters. Okay, the type, I'm just going to use the mtype itself. This is the data element. Okay, full stop. Now another parameters I want, suppose so see, like for creation date, what I want for creation date, I want the range option, right? But if we're going to use these parameters over here for the date, you will not get the range option. For range option, you will have to use a keyword called select option. I will show you that one. Okay, so first I'm using as a parameter creation date cr_date. Right, so let us check it is of more than, you can see it's more than 8 characters. So if you will see, if you try to check the syntax over here, it will give you the error. Just it got hanged. Yeah, so now it's fine. Type, and I have to check what is the field for this creation date. Go here /o SE30 at, sorry, SE11, SE11, give the Mara table over here, and we will see the creation date. What's the name of the creation date over here? You can see the created on, this is the, this is the field name, ERSDA. Copy this field name. Okay, give sorry, copy the data element name. So data element is also same. Copy this one and paste it over here. Okay, pretty printer, and just activate this. Some error is there, that is the error only, because you can see that can be up to 8 characters long only. Here I have given more than 8 characters. That was the problem. Check the syntax. Now it's fine. Activate, it's activated, and if you press F8, you can see that here for the material type this is coming, for the creation date this is coming, so a parameter. Here you can see that it will give you the date option, right? So from where this property it is taking, automatically it is giving you the date option. Here it is showing nothing, right? It is determined by the type where you are defining over here. So type you are giving here ERSDA. So this ERSDA is the data element, and this is of type date data type. So date data type is this, inbuilt system type, and it is having the property to give you the, F4 option over here. That's why you are able to see the, you can select from there, right? Now let's go ahead, and but here what I want, that here I want to give the date range. Here you can select only the single, single date. So suppose I want to choose from 9th June to 18th Jan, or some in future I want to get some, the material which has been created between 2010 9 June 2010 to 12 June 2010 or 12 June 2020, right? So some range I want to give. So for that purpose, you have select option. Okay, so select option, this keyword you will have to use, right? So you are providing the different option for selecting. That's the meaning of select option. Okay, here you don't have any option, you have the single option, right? Here you have multiple option, that's why the name is something like that, select options. Generally we start with the S. Here you can see the parameter I'm starting with P, so this is the naming convention we follow. Select option is underscore CR underscore DAT. Okay, type, here you don't have to use the type, actually it is having, you have to use first a work area. Okay, so I want to use the existing tables as a work area. So I'm having a table called Mara, already it is there. I want to use this Mara structure as a work area in my program. What I will do that, I will use a keyword called tables, and I will give the name of this Mara. So this Mara name will be have like a structure, or this will be have like a work area. Okay, you will give the for, and then Mara, for which field you want, ERSDA, right? That's it. Select option this, for this, give the full stop over here, check the syntax now, activate it, activate, press F8, and this time you can see that nice select option you are getting, right? You are getting the good select option over here. So what I will do that, the parameter option I will disable, I don't require. Okay, select option I require, I want to give the range over here, right? Now in this range you can see you are not getting any F4 help over here, the material type, right? You are not getting the material type. Come over here and see this material type. Somewhere you will see here the MTAT, or if you're not able to see, you can just search. You can see this MTAT is there. Double click over here. So it's taking the property of the data element, right? What I'm doing over here, I'm giving the type data element over here, right? Let me make it little large. So it's taking the property of the data element. So on the data element level, if you see that this mtart is there, in the further characteristic, there is no search help. That's why it is not taking anything. Okay. That's why if you would have given some search help over here, it will, you know, it would have been, it would have been provided the search help option over here, but there is no search help. Okay. Right. Now I will show you one more important part. Suppose if you have some parameter, for example, you were getting some parameter called uh, uh, material. Suppose material itself you were getting as a parameter, and this matnr, if you are getting this as a data element, okay. So what will happen that if you double click on this matner, you go in the further characteristic for this data element, already you are having the search help over here, right? So now if you go back and run the program, press F8, and here this is the material number. You can see here it is coming. From where it is coming? From that search help it is coming. But I don't want to get the select on the selection screen this material number. So just I'm disabling this one. Just I wanted to show you how it works, right? Fine. So this you understood. Now at the domain level, if you go, you know, at the value range, you can see one value table is there, right? One value table is there. So it might have been used as a check table on the data dictionary level, on the table level, right? We know that the value table is getting proposed as a check table when we are going to create the dependency or foreign key relationship for any field. So this mtit is the right, is my field, and if you want and come over here on the input help check, you can see the same check table is there, whatever you have seen over there on the value table, right? So the same check table is there. If you want to get the search help, you can see here on Mara, if you are going to come over here on the Mara level, go to SC16N. This program is having some problem. Every time it goes into dump. Okay, so go here, press enter. Here also some problem is there. So this is the basis problem. If we're going to get such kind of problem, but here you can see it is telling the ABAP programming error. So we can also try to check it once. If it is the ABAP programming error, you can see that the test one no component exists. So every time when I'm opening this Mara table, it goes into dump, right? So let me check if I can quickly fix it. Tap to pnmrs table list create. Okay, while creating the list, it is giving the error. The following syntax error occurred in the program. No component in the test one. Let's search if there is some component called test one. No. I will check this one offline. Some problem is there in the standard one itself. Come over here. This is fine. Here Mara you can see, and at this Mara level, what I was trying to show you. Yeah, here you can see that the material type, here you are getting the option, right? Here you are getting the F4 help, right? Search help you are getting. So how you are able to get this one actually? How you are able to get this one? You are able to get because at the Mara table label, we are having the check table applied over there, right? We have applied the check table over there. Come to this Mara once again, and this mtart, let us see this mtart over here, right? Go to input help and check, and you can see T134. So the data is coming from the T134, right? Now I'm just using this mtart. I'm telling to the system, instead of using this data element, I'm going to use this field of this particular Mara table, so that it will take the property of this Mara table. Okay, this Mara table, this field is having check table associated with this. So I'm going to tell to the system, instead of using directly mtart, okay, I'm going to use Mara hyphen mtart. So it will take the check table property and it will give you the search help option over here. Now you can see the search help option is coming over here. So if no search help is defined, and if check table is defined at the table level, directly you can give the a table name hyphen the field name. This is also fine, and it will take the property of the field and it will show you the search help. So these two requirement we have already defined. Now let's write a select query to get the data. Select MATNR I want to get, right? Then MTRT I want to get, then MBRSH, and then MATKL from Mara into table. We'll have to define a structure for getting the data. So how to define the structure we know, right? So I'm going to define these types. Begin of ts underscore Mara. All the defining the structure and all is the good practice to define at the top. Okay, but here as of now I'm defining all the definition. I will put at the top. Just I'm defining over here so that it will be clearly visible for everyone. Okay, begin of ts underscore Mara matnr type matnr, then mtart type mtart, then MBRSH type MBRSH, and then MATKL type MATKL. End of TS underscore Mara. Okay, I will first define one internal table data IT underscore Mara type table of TS underscore Mara, right? And another will define one work area W underscore Mara type ts underscore Mara. So into table it underscore Mara. So now I got this 4 data from this table into this. Now what I will do that I want to print it. So it underscore Mara and loop, and I will start printing this one. So write and get this data into a work area W underscore Mara. Write W underscore Mara hyphen control space matnr select, give the comma WA underscore Mara hyphen again control space, then give the MTIT, then give once again comma WA underscore Mara hyphen control space, then you will get this option, and this time MBRSH, give the comma W underscore Mara hyphen MATKL. One important thing you'll have to take care from the performance point of view, that the sequence in which this field is there in the table, in the same sequence we are supposed to define the structure, and in the same sequence we are supposed to put the select query. This is from the performance point of view. This is one important point. So here if you come into this table, that matter is first, so I have put the matter over here first, right? And the date ERSDA, if you are interested to get the date, you can get the date also, right? So here we are supposed to write, because at the second place date is there, right? So ERSDA. Okay, so after that we are having the mtart, so mtart is there, then MBRSH, and then MATKL. So in the same sequence it is there, so it is fine. It is good. For the system, it will be easy to fetch the data. They don't have to do more manipulation. So for the on the database layer, it will be easy for them. If something is in sequence, it's easy to get the data from there for the program, right? It's getting the data in the same sequence. Whatever the sequence over here, in the same sequence you will have to put, because the internal table we have declared with the reference of this table, and the date and the field will be there in the same sequence. So we must have to put here in the same sequence, and that's the better practice, right? So here you can also beautify a little bit, right? It all depends on how much you can beautify, right? So readability, it depends on in our hand that how much we want to improve the readability of our code, right? So like that, this is one field, another field, another field, another field. So if someone is going to read this code, it will be easy for them to read and understand, right? So like that, I have just done it. Loop at from the work on the internal table, one by one I'm getting the record and putting into this work area, right? And I'm displaying this one. Okay, so if you check the syntax, there should not be any error. Activate it, press F8, and as of now I'm not passing anything, just press F8, and you can see the data is coming in this format, right? It is coming in this format because the it is first writing the material, then material type, industry sector, material group, again the material number, material type, industry sector. So in the row it is displaying, right? I want to display one after another, right? In the new line, I want to display in the new line. So what I will do, that I will put a slash over here. It's meaning that it will first, it will in one row it will print, again in the second row it will print, means in the next loop, in the first loop this data will be printed, when the next loop will be a start, this will be executed and it will take the control on the next line, and then it will print. Similarly it will, because in the loop one by one it will start getting printed. And now if we'll see, you will see the data in the readable format, you will see, right? So the material number, material type, industry sector, and this. Now I want to give the label. So I want to give the label. So what I will do, that I will write over here, and first is my material, correct? Then I'm having the material type, MAT, mat type. Then we are having the industry sector, right? And then we are having the material group, MAT underscore group. Okay, so just activate this one, activate, press F8, and you can see that material type, industry sector, and material group, it is coming, but it is not aligned. So how to do the alignment? So for doing the alignment, what I will do, that you can see over here, this material is taking this much space from here to here. Okay, from here to here it's taking a space. Why? Because it of char 40. If you see the data element of this material number, it is char 40. So by default it is taking the length of the material number. So what I'm going to do, that for this particular material I'm going to reserve the 40 space on the label itself, so that it will be aligned, right? So after the 40 space I'm going to print this material type. Okay, after the 40 space I'm going to print this material type. This material type by default is of 4 characters. If you see here, its data element, it is of 4 characters, right? Char 4. So it will by default take the 4 characters, but this material type at the label, this label length, if you see, it's a 8 characters. So again it will be a problem, right? So 40 plus 4, if we're going to give over here the 44, it will not get properly aligned. Industry sector is only of 1 character, but here industry sector I'm writing in a longer, this fill length is longer, right? It's around 9 or 10 characters, right? So 44 and 1, I'm just going to give 45, but it will not solve my purpose. Okay, just activate it, activate, press F8, and you can see that material IMAT something got mismatched. So to avoid this scenario, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the minimum space, at least how much it's going to cover. So 4 plus 4, it's of 8 characters, right? It is of 8 characters. So 40 plus 8, it's should be 48. And just I'm going to give for my convenient 50 over here, 40. some extra space I'm going to give, and for the industry sector, this also I'm going to take some more space, or I will just remove this one. Insect, I will put insect. So for this also I'm going to take some 10 spaces over there, so it will be 60 over here. All right, and now to make align everything, the same space here also we have to give, right? So after 40 characters, just print this material type. After 50 characters, just print this industry sector, and after 60 characters, just print this material group. That's it. This time we will see that it will be properly aligned. Okay, you can see that material, the material type, industry sector, and the material group, this is properly aligned. Now if you want to give some gap over there, so what you can do that, a skip you can give. Again you can give the skip, so 2 line gap will be there between the header, and you can see the 2 line gap we got. Material type, industry sector, material type. If you want to give some more space in between, if you want to, because so large space you are having, if you want to make it more clear, so to make that, this make is this 40 over here instead of 40. What you can do that, between material and material type it is there, so 45 you can make, and here you can make 65, right? And here 20 also you can give over here, so 65 plus 20, how much it's or maybe you can give 15 or 20, it's fine. 85, just give it over here, and that's it. And here also whatever you have kept the same you will have to keep, so that everything will be there in the aligned way, right? So just I'm going to give over here like this. Okay, activate this one, activate, press effect, and you can see that this is material type, industry sector, and material group. Now it is clearly visible. If you want to give this line, right, if you want to draw the line, that also possible. You can draw the line in between. Okay, let's draw the line. Okay, so here for drawing the line, what we'll have to do, we have a system variable called vline, psi vline, and its a value is, its a value is psi vline value is this one. This is the psi vline value, this one. So it will draw a single line, right? So I'm going to draw that line. So first I will print this material number, then uh, then after 40 characters, let's print this psi vline after the 45 characters, so that it will be properly aligned. Otherwise it will be a problem. Control V, give the comma over here, right? Then copy this one, and everywhere the psi vline you can put it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do that, I will arrange in this way, so that it will be little easy, right? And psi vline, copy this one, paste it over here, that's it. And here give the comma, and here this material group, it will take some, the material group also, if you want to give over here, it's after the 85, and it will take how much, 3 to 5, 5 plus 5, 4, it's going to take 9. So let me take a 10. So here you can give the 95, so that at last also the vertical line will appear over there. Pretty printer, check the syntax, activate this one, got activated, press F8, and you can see the line is coming properly over here, right? So this is how you can print the line. If you want to put some color, right, you can give the color as well. Okay, so for this material number, if you want to put the color, what you can do that, you can write the color 5, right? For this material type, if you want to put the color, then you can put the color like this, color 6, then color 7. So you have from 1 to 7, from 0 to 7 you have the color option that you can use. Okay, so here I'm going to give the color 0. Okay, so now you have this color also enabled. Okay, check this. Some error is there. Let's correct this error first. It is telling 0 is not valid. Okay, 0 is not there. We'll put the from 1 to 7 only, it's valid. Activate this one, activate, press F8, and you can see the color is coming, right? This is the material number, the material type, this industry sector, and the material group. So color also we can print it. Now what I want to do, that here also if you want to put the line, so similarly you can use this IV line and you can put it over there. There is no problem. Okay, so still we are having some more formatting. We will see uh, in you know uh, we will see step by step. We'll see all those things, if some more formatting option, right? Okay, now I want to put the where condition. Currently it is getting the data, every data from the Mara table. I want to get the data only based upon the given criteria, right? You can see that over here, that if I'm not passing over here anything, and I'm pressing F8, it's just getting data, data, and it's just displaying, right? What's the meaning of giving this data over here? For the user it will be confusing, right? So if we are not going to give anything, right, we have to we will have to define, we have to tell to the system. Suppose if you want to put some validation kind of stuff, right? If you have given the material type, there must be given some data over there. Sometimes what happens, in the select option we generally don't give anything, right? So if you don't give anything, it is supposed to take all the data, right? So this is the inbuilt feature we will see. But for the parameter, generally for providing this parameter, we are supposed to get the data. Or if suppose if we're not getting this data, right, if you don't want to get the data in this, that's also fine, but you have to you know you have to handle differently over here. Okay, we will see that one. Come over here, give the where condition, right? So first we will see the where condition. I want to get only those material which is having the material type equal to the given material type on the selection screen. So what material type I am passing from the selection screen? P underscore m dot. Copy this one and paste it over here. Okay, so this is the where condition. If you activate it, it will now work, right? Put the breakpoint over here, press F8, give some data over here, FEIT, press F8. So material type is FEIT. So in the where condition, you can see the FEIT is there in the where condition, right? It is flowing the data through these parameters. Okay. Now press F6 and you can see that in IT underscore Mara 526 materials is there whose material type is FEIT. You can see all these FEIT is, all this is only FEIT. Total number of count is 526, right? And if you press F8, you can see that this is showing the data FEIT, right? Now if you want to get the data only specific to some date, so I'm going to give the date from 2 June to today's date. Okay, give the today's date, right? So I'm going to create one variant. So to create the variant, we'll have to click on this save button so that every time this variant will be saved. Demo 28, I'm just giving test. Click on this save button. Okay, and this is my variant. The select option, I'm not putting in the where condition anywhere. We'll have to put in the where condition, right? So in the where condition, how you put the select option over here? We'll have to write where. I'll have to give the and and then you'll have to pass this what, this CRDAT, right? So and CRDAT in this one you'll have to pass like this. So you are going to tell to the system that in where condition if parameter is there, then we'll have to use the equal to sign. Okay, if parameter is there, then we'll have to use the equal to sign. If you have the select option, you will have to use the in sign. Okay, you'll have to use the in sign. So if select option is there, you can also use the CP contains pattern also. In and contain patterns generally we use, or not in. We will see. I will show you. As of now, what we will do, that I'm going to use the in sign. Okay, check the syntax. Some error is there. It is telling it does not know this name. I think CRDAT. No. Yeah, it was ERSD actually. This is the actual field name. I'll have to pass this field name over here. Check the syntax now. Activate this one. Activate. Okay. So now what will happen? Whatever you will give the range over there, right? Whatever you will give the range over there, I have given this range, right? I have created this variant. So from the variant I have selected and automatically it got filled, right? Press F8. Okay. Press F8, and once you press F8, you will see that for the select option, you know, the two field we are having, right? Here is the header segment, and here you are having the body segment. I will try to make you understand, okay, about this, what is this header and what is this body. But you can see the select option, right? I'm going to click on this parameter. Parameter also you can see it is having the single value. But if you see for the select option, you are having one header part, right? You can see this topi, right? This hat you can see. So this is called the header part, right? And this is the body part. Okay. In this body part, you can see it is having sign, option, low and high. Four field it is having. So this is your internal table. This is a kind of internal table. Your internal table also looks like this only, right? Sign, option, low, high, or some field will be there in your internal table, right? If I show you my internal table over here, it underscore Mara, you can see here it is having the row. The first it is showing about the index partner. This is the field name, right? This is the data type it is showing, ERSDA, MTAT, MBRSH, right? And then MATKL. So this is like internal table. So the same you can see the select option is nothing but a internal table with a header line containing the field what? Sign, option, low and high. So what is the definition of the select option? The select option definition is the, if someone is going to ask what is the definition of the select option, we are supposed to tell select options. What is the definition? So it is an internal table with header line, okay, containing the field what? Sign, option, low and high. Sign means what? Sign we are having including and excluding, okay. Then option, there are different option we are having, low and high. I will show you the option over here. If you just press F8, just go back, press F8. Yeah, here you can see, double click over here, you can see that you have two. Here you can see the select and exclude. You have two option over here, select and exclude, okay. And you have different sign. Sorry, just here this is actually option you are having. For the select sign, you can understand something like this. We are having two sign. One is select, right? For each sign, either we are going to include or exclude. Either we can include or exclude. So for the include sign, we are having different option over here. Equal to, right? Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, less than or not equal to. So these are the option you are having, right? You can use. If you want to exclude some value over there, you can use this one and the same. If you want to exclude, then also you're having this select option. So select option is going to be same, right? This select option is associated with sign. Okay, so you can see these are the technical value name. Okay, these are the technical value name of those option. Okay, I just copied from there and pasted over here. It is showing you the technical value name. Okay, but my intention is to show you over here that let me copy this one and I will paste it over there. Okay, fine. So this is known as the sign. Actually, two option you are having. This is sign, and the here what you have is known as the option, select option. So you can see here, from here you can get the information that what is the meaning. So just basic understanding we should have, right? So this is the select options. There are different select option we are having, correct? Copy this one and I will paste it in the PPT slides. Okay, and low is nothing but, what is the low over here? This portion is known as low and this is known as high. Okay, this is known as low and that's the known as high. Okay, just a second. Okay, here I will do, this is low and this is high we are having. This is known as low and this is known as high. So just to understand like this. Now what we will see that if you don't pass value in the, let me open a new slides and I'll paste. Fine, it is there, fine. So if you are not going to pass the value over here, if you're going to pass a single value, for example, if you're going to pass the single value over here, 9, okay, so it will consider only the 9. Okay, it will not consider the upper value. Okay, it will get the data only from the 9th June. Okay, it will get the data only from the 9th June which has been created. So I will show you. Come over here first and activate this, press F8 and mtart I'm giving FEIT, and from the 9th June let us see if some data we are going to get or not. F6 IT_Mara, you can see that 0 record is there. So for today's there was no record got created. Okay, no record got created. So but if we are going to give some range over here, for example from 1st June to till today, how many records got created, right? Press F8, press F6 and you can see that IT_Mara 462 records between 1 June to 9 June it got created and it will display you the data. So this is going to behave depends on how you are going to use, how you are going to use the select query, right? So suppose what by default I am going to do over here, if I'm going to give this 1 June, by default this equal option is getting selected. By default this equal option is getting selected, right? That's why it is showing the data from the 1st June. But if we're going to select the greater than over here, right, if you select this greater than, it will get all the data from after the 1st June, right? Though if you're not going to give over here anything, right, it will take all the data greater than 1st June, right? So the different option you are having, right? You can see that you are getting, okay, we are not getting any data over here as of now. I will show you why we are not getting any data. Come over here, s underscore c underscore dat, it is, you can see that greater than or equal to, right? So uh, if the date is going to be greater than or equal to, let me go to the Mara table, sc underscore we have already, and we will see if the greater than slash n sc 16n, go to Mara created on and select over here. Also this is also you are having the select option only. What you are having over here, select option, click on this button, right here together you are able to see there in the, you know, different way we were able to get. So I'm selecting this greater than symbol over here and just giving the 1st June over here, and we will see if we're getting the data or not, right? It is showing 463 records. So this is my expectation from my program also, right? And there I'm passing the material type FEIT. Okay, click on this number of entry here. Also you can see, so on both the condition 462, right, we have to get, but we are not getting, right? You can see that it is it underscore mara is 0. Okay, so now one option what we have, that why it's not working, that I will just I will show you. If we're going to use the CP over here, contains pattern, no, ERSTA, this is the in, just a second, 1 unit is fine. We are going to use this greater than or equal to option over here, right? Or let me check this greater than, press F8, F6, IT underscore Mara, it is showing the 0 record. Here the option also we are having the GT, it is fine. This is good. Then what is the problem? Just a second. If we're going to give the CP, we have the option called contains pattern, but this contains pattern, why it's not working? Let me check. Press F1 over here. We will see the syntax, which syntax we'll have to provide for the select option, right? So select, this is the main query in the where condition. Okay, select where SQL condition, right? Where SQL condition, click on the SQL condition, and then you can see that we are having the operand between, that is fine, all any equals to wherever in is there, that means, you know, it is going to provide it as a select option. Okay, I will check this one. It will take time if I'm going to do this research over here. I will check why it's not showing. It is supposed to show, okay, when I'm writing this in, but some problem is there, you know, something I'm doing the mistake. I will check this one, comment as of now, and what I'm going to do, but when we are passing the data, right, the greater than or equal to sign is not working. Okay, something I'm missing over here, but other thing you can see that other thing is working, right? If we're going to pass the value 1st June to 9 June, this is, there is no problem in this. If you are going to pass the range, this in you will have to give over here. That's a sure, right? 462 records we are getting. The data also we are getting. Now what I have to do, that suppose if you have passed some data, right? Suppose if you have passed some data from the selection screen. Okay, so FEIT, or maybe we're going to pass yeah, FEIT let's give, and 2019, I'm just going 2019, and here also 1 June 2019, 2019. And just I want to see how many records it's coming. You can see the size of RC is 4. That means you don't have any records over here, 0 records. So in such scenario, I want to, why to go here and there and do all this stuff, right? Not required. So what I will do, that I will go and write a code over here. So after each select statement, we are supposed to do the size sub RC check. It is mandatory practice. It's a mandatory practice. Just remember it. If size sub RC is equal to 0, then it's fine. Just go ahead. But if it is not equal to 0, what you do, that exit from here. You can give some message that no record found. No record found, and full stop and exit from this program. Check the syntax now. Okay, you have to define the type of the message, what kind of what kind of message you want to define. So this will be obviously a information message, right? There is no uh, there is no value defined, right, for this particular time period. And now if you press F8, press F8, you can see the no record found, it is telling, because there is no data. But if we are going to pass the 2020 over here, 2020 over here, there are so many data, to 469 records it was there, it will not show you any problem over here. Press F8 and you can see you are able to get the data, right? So this is how you can display the message, right? This is how you can display the message. So this is one important, every time you have to do the check over here. Now we will see some events related stuff, right? So by default, if you come over here, we are having in the program different events we are having, right? So let me show you. The very first event, when any program run load of program, this event get triggered, load of program. The second event, what you have, initialization, this gets triggered on the second. Then you are having at selection screen. Okay, then you are having at selection screen output. Okay, then you are having at selection screen. After this, following to the at selection screen, you can have some more event at selection screen for on value request for some particular field. If you want to pass some search help kind of stuff, then you can pass it over here. At selection screen on value request for, at selection screen output, uh, then start of selection, then you have end of selection. This has been obsolete now, but we use. Okay, end of selection, top of page, then end of page. Okay, so these are the different events we are having available. Okay, these are some basic report event. Okay, this is a normal report event. Apart from that, we are having some interactive report event that also we will see. Okay, so that event, just let me tell you over here, we are having at line selection. This is the interactive report event. Okay, then at user command, then at pfn we have this at pfn. So these are some at line selection, at user command, at pfn. These are the frequently used events we are having. Okay, this will come under the uh, you know interactive event. Okay, here this is the classical event or normal report event, we can tell, and this is the interactive report event. So when we are going to create the interactive report means when you will click on the on screen, right? Suppose if you have the meaning of interactive report means if you are going to click on this, okay, if you are going to click on this and if you want to find some further information on further related means further related record, if you want to find, then you can double click over here and you will be able to, so it will take you some another screen. Okay, so that's the interactive report. I mean, it's interactive. Okay, if we're clicking over there, it's going to give you the response. So this is the classical report, this is the interactive report, these are the events you will have to practice. Okay, copy this one and I will just paste it over here in this PPT. Okay, fine. So by default, if you don't give any event over here, everything is going to run inside the start of selection. Okay, everything is going to run inside the start of selection event. Okay, so a start of selection event is going to be, a start of selection. This event is going to be there in beginning. Okay, here maybe after the report we can put it and we can check. Control F2 and activate it, press F8, and you can see that it's working over here, right? It's working in the same way, right? So by default the start of selection event will be there. Just remove it. Okay, so why this event is required actually? What is the use of this event? So the very first event when any program runs, it calls the load of program event. Okay, so this event is provide, like if you are going to take any action, based upon that action the particular events get triggered, right? So if we're going to run this program, okay, I'm just uh, writing some statement like escape. Okay, so that you can put the breakpoint, and if you put the breakpoint over here, if you run this program, the very first event, the load of program will get executed. And if you want to do something over here while loading the program, you can write those statement over here. Just run it and you can see that it got triggered, right? And after that, nothing will get triggered. Okay. If you press F8, you can see illegal interruption load of program. So the place where we have put the load of program event is not the correct place. That's why it is giving the error. So that will have to be little careful, like where we are going to put the event. Okay, come over here and we will put on some different place. Okay, so here we are having the load of program and then we have used the skip button. That's the problem. Okay, so just activate it. Okay, put the breakpoint on load of program itself. It's a breakpoint. We can put activate it and you can see that press F8, it has stopped over here, right? The load of program event got first executed. You can see the load of program event is here, right? Here you can see that the first event load of program got loaded into the memory. Again, it is giving the dump. Okay, so it is giving the dump because that is not at the actual place. Once we'll having some a little more program illegal interruption of the load of program event, it is telling it is not the right place. Okay, but no problem. Once this program is going to be little larger at that point of time, I will show you where you can use actually. Okay, but the first event which is going to be loaded, that is the load of program event. So this is your first event. Then what you have, the second event is the initialization event. The second event is your initialization event. This is going to get triggered. So suppose if you have to initialize some value over here. Okay, so before for example p underscore mtart type, we are having these parameters, right? So this parameter directly we can put it over here, right? So paste it over here. Okay, and all this one, whatever the declaration and all you have done, just before initialization you can do, right? After this load of program and before initialization we can do. Cut from here. So in beginning it's better to give in beginning. Okay, so I have done over there parameters, this is fine. Breakpoint parameters also, let me initialization, it's fine over here. I will comment this one. Okay, so the declaration part just after the program, this load of program event will get triggered first if we're going to enable this one, or by default system will also trigger the load of program first by default. Okay, by default system, I will show you that one. Initialization over here you can see the p underscore mtar type mara, and here if you want to pass some default value, if you want to initialize some default value, okay, so this default also we can pass some example FERT. Okay, if you want to pass this FERT value. Okay, and if you want to pass the mandatory also, okay, obligatory you can add it, so it will be mandatory. If you must have to pass this a value. If you don't pass, then it will, you can see that after this load of program here, by default the load of program will be your will get loaded first. System exit, PBO, module pool. Okay, load of program we are not able to see over here, but that is the first event by default by the system that gets loaded. That also I will show you in the debugging. Here we are not able to see, but in the debugging the load of program events gets triggered. Fine, press F8. Okay, you can see the by default FEIT is coming over here. If we're just going to remove it, the obligatory sign, you can see the this sign is coming over here, this sign, right? That means the obligatory sign. You must have to pass this value. You have to pass some value. If you don't pass some value, if you try to run, it will tell fill this value, fill out all required entry fields, right? Just to go back, so we understood this. So in initialization, instead of this, if you want to initialize some value in another way, right? So this is one way how we can initialize. Another way, with the help of this initialization, event, if you want to do, what you can do, just first declare this and pass this value as a mtart over here, right? So before going over there, it will put the value, and you can see the mtar is coming over here. That's what I have passed over. So whatever you will pass the value, automatically it will come. So the first event gets loaded, the load of program, then the initialization, and then we are going to have the add selection screen. So if you have to put some validation, then we are going to use this event. So this we will see tomorrow. Some problem is there, let me check. Select options are not allowed. Form routine and get is active. What is this? Select options, tables. Okay, it should be before. Okay, this option should be before of this. At selection screen I have given there. No, so that's the problem. Either you keep in initialization or just put at top. Okay, so here in initialization I can put over here, there is no problem. And then this tables Mara, it's better to keep at top. So all the declaration, it's a best practice to put at, but check the syntax now, there is no problem. Activate this one, activate, and it is fine now. And tomorrow we will see how we can apply the validation, apply the validation. So if you are going to do the validation, so what kind of validation? Validation means if you are going to give some incorrect material type, you are passing some value, that's fine, but whether this is correct or not, that how we are going to deal with, we will handle under this at selection screen, right? Just put the breakpoint over here. Okay, activate this one, and I will show you this event. Whenever you press enter or something, no, at selection screen events get triggered. So if you just press enter, you can see that this event got triggered. If you don't write this event and then if you press enter, nothing will happen. So that's the importance of this event. Okay, if you don't have written, if you would have not written that at selection screen, and if you press enter, nothing would have happened. With this, let's stop our class today here 8:45. It's there. Please let me know if you have any question. One action is on me, why that one, the greater than, is not working. And tomorrow we'll see some more stuff. The validation we will see. We'll see some more stuff related with selection screen. If time permits, tomorrow we'll see how to handle with the dynamic selection screen. Okay, before that, if you get some time, you can go, I have already created some videos on the dynamic selection screen on the YouTube. There you can go and you can check. That will be good if you can see those video. Okay, there, so it will be easy for you to understand the tomorrow class. Okay, if you have any question, feel free, otherwise we are going to stop the session over here. Okay, some question is here, maybe what is actually report and what is the purpose of creating a report. Okay, fine. Another question, what is exact use of end of selection? Okay, we will see this end of selection. Okay, what we are going to, so when we have to display the report, at that time we are going to use this end of selection. End of selection means our selection has been completed and now we have to display the report. Okay, we have to display the data, so that part actually we do at end of selection. Now it has been obsolete. Okay, other in yeah, okay, fine. In some of the, in many of the interview questions they have asked such questions, so that is the use actually. And what is the purpose of creating the report? What is actually report and what is the purpose of creating a report? So report is nothing but, you know that the report term itself means you are going to represent some data in some list format. Okay, in some sequence you are going to represent the data so that it's easy for someone to analyze. The report is nothing but the presentation of data in a specific format with labels so that the people can understand about the information what it is going to get presented over there. Okay, okay, now the here I told same answer but they did not convince to that answer, so it's their problem. Okay, you can google it more about, or you can go on the, you know, documentation, SAP documentation, and you will be able to see the same thing. Okay, so this is the meaning of end of selection. However, it has been obsolete, but if you want to learn more about the end of selection, this end of selection stands for that only. Okay, you can go and you can check on the SAP standard documentation. If someone is not getting convinced, we cannot do anything. Rather we can tell them that in SAP standard documentation this is what we can read and this is what we can observe and this is what we generally do in the practical. Okay, so whenever we have to display the data, we display under the end of selection. If we're not going to write that end of selection by default system, whenever, like for example here we are displaying the data, so this is nothing but under the end of selection. You can put this end of selection. Okay, end of selection. This is the end of selection. You'll have to write like this. That's it. And if you press F8, you will be able to see the same data. Okay, there will be no problem. Okay, fine. Any other question? If you have, it's okay. Otherwise, we can just stop our session over here. We'll meet tomorrow. And other people.
So assignment.
Yeah, yes. I'm just giving you the assignment over here. Let me open that Excel. Sorry. This is our report. So for report, let's create one different Excel. The report part is important. Please keep on, everyone try to complete this assignment. Report assignment. What you do that, in activity 1, what we'll have to do, get the Matner, then AUART. This is the sales order type. Okay, and similarly get some 2 or 3 more fields from the creation date when the sales order was created, right? Creation date, change date, from the VBAK table. Okay, so any 4 or 5 fields just you take from the VBAK table based on the get the, maybe what you can do, the based upon the AUART. Okay, and the creation date, and this creation date and AUIT get from the selection screen. AUIT, this you get from the selection screen. Okay, this creation date, make it as a select option so that you can pass the range, and this AUART, make this one as a parameter. Okay, so based on the AUIT and creation this is the fine, and just print the output in beautiful format. So all that format technique in some different color, right? In with color is all the field, whatever field is there for each field, use the different color as we have done today, right? And gives some proper space so that it will be readable, okay. And after each select query, you must check the size RC. Okay, after each select query you must check the size RC. Is the standard SAP practice. If no data found, then display a message that no data found. Display a message that no data found. Okay, if no data found, then display a message. If and just return back, just exit from there and exit from there. don't go ahead. Why to go ahead if there is no data, right? There is no meaning. So to improve the performance, just exit. If data is there, then only you go ahead and display the record. So this is one simple assignment. Just try to complete this assignment. Okay. And you can also use the event over there, start of selection. So I've not shown you the event in detail. Maybe initialization you can use. Initialization, use the initialization, use obligatory keyword, use obligatory keyword to make the parameter as mandatory. You can use the default value, default keyword to pass the default value on the selection screen, right? So this, just do this one. And apart from this, I don't think so anything is required. It's okay, right? Just complete this one, and tomorrow I will give you some more. Just remind me like this, and please complete this one. Okay, is it clear? This requirement is clear, or do you want me to explain once again?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay, take the screenshot. Don't wait for my upload over there. Take this screenshot. It's easy to take the screenshot, right? And then let's stop over here. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.